morning, good morning, good morning. Something happened with the other link. It wasn't working. So let's get things started. Let's get some likes going in there. Click the like button, please. Let's get those likes up. And we can get the ball rolling here. We got some good trades that we took over the last few days that have been working very well. I posted a couple of them on the Telegram channel. So to all the new Telegram channel members, you're welcome. Hope you enjoyed those ones. We got lots more coming. So we're only going to pick, those top cream of the crop, right? We don't just pick anything. Those were difficult to locate, those ones, because of the particular circumstances that are playing out currently in the market. But when you get good at understanding what is taking place, you can find these suckers. Anyways, so glad to have you guys today. Sorry about the little bit of the delay. For some reason, my software wasn't connecting to the other link, so we had to create a new one. Anyways, today is Throwback Thursday. You know what that means. It means time to throw it back to you and let you decide what charts you want us to look at. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know, and we'll take a look. All right. So while I wait for those to come in, we'll take a look at gold and what is happening with gold. We see the rally up in gold, just as we were talking about. Okay, we're getting that rally up in price, so we're not surprised to see that because we were expecting it, and we are expecting it to go even higher. So this week is coming to an end, so it may do it this week, or it may end up doing next week. Not too sure about the timing, but the move is expected to take place. We had a really nice short trade on CAD Japanese yen, and it was for a move lower, which is what took place. Price was sitting right over here. We were taking a look at the markets. We were taking a look at oil, and we noticed that we were expecting the CAD to get a lot weaker, and so with that, we took advantage of that and shorted, and our final target is down here. And just fell short of that, but we expect it to continue. So that was a beauty. A nice winner for the portfolio. And again, I often get asked, is it possible to use the CAD report to day trade? Well, there you go. We are using the CAD report to day trade. But how we are using it is different than what most would suspect, because you may think, oh, you're using the CAD report to trade, so that means if the institutions are getting in short, then you want to get in short on day trades. No, that's not exactly how we're using it. We're using it to determine what is taking place on each of the time frames. Okay? So if we know that the banks just finished luring in traders to get in short the USCAD after they were short, then we know eventually they're going to take profits, which is where we took profits. And when they take profits, it causes price to reverse. So in those short-term reversal moves, you could take advantage of those moves and get into shorter-term trades, which is what we are doing here. That's what we did. That short-term weakness in the CAD caused by the banks taking profits is how we knew that there was going to be momentum for the short term on this trade. Okay? So that's how you use it. All right? So you have to be very creative in how you use it. It's never as simple as what people think. People always think it's going to be so simple, like, oh, the banks are buying, so we buy. Or the banks are selling, so we sell. It's never that simple. Okay? Okay, so our first one, gold. Really interested in gold. Yeah, we look at gold a lot. So gold is expecting to rally up, okay, like we've talked about. Price dropped, and I had mentioned that after price drop, there's a very good chance that we start seeing that rally start to form. And so what have we been seeing is that the institutions have created demand. They traced price into demand, and then they shot price up. Why? Because they're buying. And again, created demand, they traced the demand, and now they're shooting price back up. So on the 4-hour chart, we got this scenario. So we got a supply area here. Once that gets taken out, it opens up the pathway for a move up here, 1850s or so. Okay, and then you got this supply on the weekly chart, just a little bit higher. So we expect that. We expect that rally. Like I was mentioning, whether it's going to happen this week or next week, don't know. Likely this week, but we'll see. It all depends on the timing. Okay. Which is the next one you guys want to look at? Euro? All right, we can do the Euro US dollar. Let's see what it's doing. Getting a nice rally up here on the euro. Just fell short of hitting some demand on the daily chart. Right here. But we have demand in play on the monthly, and we have demand weekly. So let's go and do our color coding system. So in terms of bullish or bearish, I'd have to say monthly is bullish. In terms of bullish or bearish, I'd have to say the weekly is bullish. The daily is bearish. I mean, there's really no denying that. Price was dropping. And the 4-hour also is bearish. Okay? So that's how it looks like. We got 2 of the higher time frames bullish, 2 of the lower time frames bearish. So that tells you that if you wanted to trade this, the lower time frames are to the downside. The only thing is we have demand that's currently in play by the banks on the higher time frames. So over time, price will want to rally. So you wouldn't want to be concentrating on short positions right now. Okay, that game's over, right? We knew that it was going to go lower here, this area here, because it dropped and it fell short of hitting demand. So we knew it was going to go lower, and that's exactly what took place. But now is not the time to get in short. That time is over. It's not the time. Okay, we were alerting to this potential drop up here in the 122s. Now we're at 118s. Different story now, different dynamic. If there's any direction that is favorable, it's upwards from here. Okay, and we'll go into it in more detail in our session tomorrow with level 3 members and discuss the reason for that and all that stuff. I'll leave it at that with the euro for now. Okay, US dollar, Japanese yen, euro, Japanese yen. Let's take a look at the euro, Japanese yen. I'm curious about that one. We had price coming down, and it tested into the weekly area of demand and just about breaking through. So it looks like what might happen here is that weekly trend is going to end, and we must be getting a big drop on the US dollar, Japanese yen. Well, we were expecting that. Well, there you go. We were expecting that, right? This is what we were talking about. That we had major supply coming into play. Okay, on 2 time frames, and so therefore the direction was bearish. Okay, and now you see what's taking place here. Look at the drop. Okay, are we surprised? No, we're not. We're not surprised. Why? Well, because that was the expected move. When you take a look and analyze the charts, you're looking at what is likely going to take place based on what the banks are doing with price, and they had supply that was in play. So the expected move was for it to drop. Now, how's that doing up against the dollar? That's what I'd like to know. because remember what I was saying about, yeah, see, we're getting a little bit of a drop, and that really fueled that move. Really fueled. Now, this is what I was saying. I think we were mentioning this last week. That with supply coming in play here, and that the U.S. dollar Japanese yen testing deeper into the its own supply, when this came into play, the U.S. dollar Japanese yen was expected to drop hard. So that is what we have now. So you can see the drop in the dollar is not that strong, but U.S. dollar Japanese yen is. Why? Because when you look at both charts, there's more of a supply presence on the US dollar Japanese yen chart than there is here on the dollar. That's why when this little bit of weakness comes into play, the other one just drops hardcore. So that's what's going on with the US dollar Japanese yen. Very strong move to the downside, and I don't see any reason why this wouldn't continue lower. I don't see any reason why we couldn't see something like this down to the 107s. Very good chance of that. So going back to the Euro Japanese yen. So let me see here. So this one is retracing down. This one was very difficult to determine direction because of what we had mentioned before. We had lack of trend on the monthly chart, big push up, but no trend to support it. So the only thing we had to base a direction off of was the weekly chart, because the weekly chart we had a trend. So that could have propelled price to continue heading higher. So price stopped because the banks didn't want to buy anymore, retraced, contacted the demand, rallied up. But now you can see what's taking place here. Okay? A lot of weakness and very likely going to head lower. Okay? How low? Hard to tell. But what this chart is telling me is that the US dollar Japanese yen is likely going to be dropping in the next week or two. More significant than what it has been. Okay, that's what that tells me. All right. Pound US dollar. What's going on with the US dollar? Okay, pound US dollar. Let's look at the supply and demand. We have the upward trend on the weekly chart broken. So now there's nothing to stop price from dropping. As you can see, the chart, weekly trend is broken. That opens up for a move lower. Okay, so overall, the consensus is we're seeing weakness across the board with the cross bears that don't have the dollar leading it. Okay, pound US dollar is following suit. This one, it can drop down to the 130s, 131s from what I am seeing on the chart. It looks like that could happen. Okay, that's for sure. Let's look back at the Euro US dollar. Yeah, it's got that demand. So if it doesn't, you know, it's not, if the pound starts rallying up, it's not specifically because of anything that's taking place on this chart. I can tell you that right now. It would be because of what the dollar and the euro are doing. So that's what I would be, that's what I'm seeing here. Because I'm seeing different dynamics on the euro chart and this one and the dollar. Euro and dollar are in alignment with each other. And same with gold, but not this one. This one's showing me a different story. Okay, we'll take a look at two more, and then I'll let you guys go. So that was the pound, Aussie US dollar. Okay, let's take a look at the Aussie US dollar. Yeah, there's the weakness. Are we surprised? Right? What have we been saying? And I've been detailing this in the EURUSD report with respect to what's taking place on the charts, that we have major supply in play, and so therefore more weakness is definitely able to take place. Okay, I move down to demand here. Very, very easy for that to take place. NASDAQ, US 30, they're all reaching new highs from last I checked. Nothing new there. There's nothing really to see there, you know. It's making all-time highs, right? And now it's doing a little bit of a pullback. Whoop-de-doo. There's nothing special here. Okay. And it's contacting demand right now. See how it's reacting from demand? There you go. That's institutional demand right there, boys and girls. Easily start to rally from there. But just like it did here. Okay. But if this breaks, then it can easily drop and go even further. So I'd be watching this area here. Momentum shifts on lower time frame, building momentum to the upside off this area, get in long. Because it's likely going to head higher. That's what it comes down to. US 30. Let's see. Add this one to the watch list because we do once in a while. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is we had all-time highs. Supply was created on the daily chart, and that has not been taken out yet. Been contacted twice, and it's weak. Look, this is the supply up here that was contacted once, twice. It has not been taken out, so it's weak. Okay, it's very weak. You'd need that taken out, that supply, for a price to continue higher. That's the bottom line. If that doesn't happen, it's not going up. Okay. Let's go back to here. Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Getting weaker again. Coming into demand on the daily chart. Yeah. Will it hold? Who knows? It's been sitting down these lows for quite some time. It's not good for a push up, I'll tell you that much. It could happen though. It could be accumulation, but I haven't really paid attention to the CADJPY report data on it, so I wouldn't really know. And oil, last one, and then I'll let you guys go. Oil, we had that pullback. I did a special report yesterday, posted on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It just removed, and we were talking about this, about the reason why the drop. Many fundamental traders will look at it and say that it had to do with deals that didn't go through and all sorts of stuff. But if you remember, those who are members, I wrote it in a report about what I would like to see here, because it would, if I saw something very specific taking place here, then that would be telling me that the banks are up to something that we've seen them do many, many times. And this is exactly what they've done. Okay, what they've done here is exactly what they would do if they were preparing for a major move to the upside. So, you know, news events could help fuel price action, but the plan and the agenda was there. Okay, that's how this works. The agenda is always there. Price is always going to do what it's going to do. It's just whether or not they will use world events, data being released, whatever the case may be, to help fuel the move that's already planned. Okay? So that is what I'm talking about when I say the truth is that the banks were going to do that anyways. Okay? And we were talking about what's happening right now before the news events, before the meetings ever even took place. Okay? We were talking about this. So that is how we know what the agenda is because when examining price, we have indications that lead us to believe that certain things will take place. And then when they take place, but it just so happens to be timed with a news event, it's not the news event that's causing that. It's the news event helping to fuel what was already going to happen. All right? And yeah, I guess that is it. So if you have any questions, then great. Let me know. But I think that's good to go for now. Okay, 28 minutes. We covered some of your charts and spoke about the trade signals that we gave out in the Telegram channel. And that's it. So if you guys want to join the Telegram channel that's open to the public, you can do so. Just search for Supply Demand Forex Trading. That's our group, Supply and Demand Forex Trading. And get to the Telegram group. I post a lot of stuff in there, charts, updates. I'll occasionally post some trade signals in there just to give you a taste of what it is that we're doing inside the school. And that's it. So thanks for joining me again for another one, and enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, take care, guys.